have the
why it's
option?
not
Let me
racist.
ask you this: do you have the option to not pay taxes?
Do I have the option?
Yeah. Can you not pay tax? Let's say you don't report your taxes for 10 years. What happens to you?
It depends if they catch you.
You move to China.
It depends if they catch you. So
Lol,
basically, you're
Frank.
a slave, is what you're
Who,
saying. Because if
who,
you weren't a
who
slave,
is?
basically what reporting your taxes is you're saying I'm giving you permission under voluntary compliance. That's what they call it, even though there's nothing voluntary about it. But you're basically forced to give up a portion of your labor so that these parasites basically can decide what to do with it in the form of
Well,
the energy that's money. That's what
you see
slavery
that
is.
that depends. That depends.
No, it
Look,
doesn't depend.
here's the thing.
That's slavery.
I agree that you are a slave, right? But what I don't agree with is that the tax system is fair and honest because it's not, right? So at the end of the day, if you're a dumbass, right, the tax system is going to fuck you. That's true. Like rich people don't get away with tax shit because they're rich. They get away with tax shit because they know what to do with their money.
That's because they have the ability through the connections they form to put their money in charities and
You don't need
trusts and make
connections.
it seem like yes, you do, because
No, you don't.
a regular person can't donate to all
Sure
these
they can.
charities and see a return
Sure
unless
they
they're friends.
They can absolutely see returns. Because you don't need as much money because you don't have as much money, right? So you don't need to donate as much money, right? And there are plenty of nonprofits and shit that you could work with to
Besides,
donate your
you're
money.
missing the
And you
principle
don't need a
anyway. You're
direct
missing
return
the
because
principle.
you get a return for
You
donated money. Like
you're
it's
missing
built
the
in.
principle. You're missing the principle.
No,
The
I think
prince
you're missing the principle.
No, the principle is that no
No,
one
it's
has a
not.
right to take your money to begin with. You shouldn't have to go through all these hoops like the rich do because to seem smart.
Well, I agree.
What should be is we
But
work,
you
and
can't
what
change
we
the
choose
world.
to do with our labor is
Yeah,
what we choose to do
but
with
you
our labor.
can't change
Actually,
the
you
world.
can, because
No, you can't.
there's only about 10,000 or something
All right.
IRS agents.
Good luck. All right. Good luck. Let me know how it goes. Because I don't got
Well,
time for that.
that's the mentality of being a slave right there. Good luck.
No.
Why should we
You
try?
are in the
It's too
mentality of
dangerous.
being in a slavery. Because you're never
I
going to
am.
get
I'm
out
the
of
one
the
telling
job.
you to. You're the one saying we're not going to get
No,
out. I'm the one
you are a
telling you
slave.
it's possible. Who's more of the slave? What's more slave minded? The person
I'm
who's telling
saying
you it's possible to get
I'm
out, or the
saying
person
that
who's saying it's not possible?
no, I'm telling you that you're just trying to get out. I'm out. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying you're still trying to get out of something.
Okay, well, you can only be out for so long, and I commend you. That's great, but
No, you
the
could be
truth
out.
is,
You could be out forever.
either everyone's out or none of us are.
You could be out forever, bro. Everyone can be out when they all decide to stop being a slave. I can't decide for everyone individually, and I can't just decide to be a slave just because everyone else isn't going to not be a slave. There's always going to be someone that's going to want to be a slave. So the
Well,
fact that
I
you're a
know
slave is on you. It's because you every day decide that you're going to keep doing it because it's the path of least resistance because you're lazy.
exactly,
That's what it's all about.
and
But it's a you thing. It's not a me thing. Don't put me in your boat. You chose the boat, not me.
well, the thing is that we people who did not choose it are affected by people who did choose it,
People
which
choose
is
it
why
every day. Every day make a
which is
choice.
why you said,
Every
good
day.
luck. Good luck going
Yeah,
against people
good
like the
luck trying to
IRS,
fight the system.
because
You don't fight a rock.
well, you say you're out of it just by
Right.
removing yourself from it.
Alright.
You are fighting the
You're
system.
walking down the block, right? You're walking down the block. In the sidewalk, in the middle of your fucking path is a gigantic ass boulder. Are you going to stand there and try to move that boulder your entire life until you die? Or are you going to just simply walk around it and keep moving? It's really that simple. You've decided to just stay in front of the boulder and try to beat the shit out of it. Some people just sit
That-
down in front of the boulder and give up. Some people lay on top of the boulder. You know, some people make love to the boulder. I don't fucking know what they're doing with the boulder these days, but I just decided to keep moving because I got somewhere to, I got some shit to do. I don't know what the fuck you're doing.
You're so over here trying to say that I'm trying to destroy the boulder or whatever. I'm trying to tell you that the boulder is unavoidable.
All right, you're gonna kiss the boulder. You're gonna love the boulder. The boulder's absolutely avoidable. Look at all the people avoiding the boulder daily. Don't lie.
A small handful
Don't
who know
lie.
how to exploit the system.
Are we gonna just gloss over that you
No.
just lied?
Who are these people who are avoiding it? You act like it's so easy. No, it's not. Because
Look around.
otherwise there wouldn't be literally millions of people who think
Look,
that they have to
If
go
you
to work
if
every
you are
day
to
get
believe that
money.
there are slaves, you have to also believe that there are masters, right?
Let me ask you this:
Are the masters fighting the boulder?
Do you value money? How much do you value money?
I value money as much as I value the things that it could get me.
Okay. Well, a lot of people value money in the sense that they think it's the end all be all to the problems of their life. And if they get more money, that somehow it's going to make their life better.
You know
If
why
you
they
think,
think
if you
that?
think that's the
You know why?
case,
You know
you're a
why they
slave.
think that? They think
Then
that
you're a
because
slave.
they've never actually had any real amounts of money.
Yeah, that
'Cause
is that is true.
if they had, they would have realized that it's not going to make you happy. It's literally never enough if that's what you think is going to make you happy. And that's why you see people go into this greed psychosis. But it's not, the happiness isn't derived from the money. You see? When you
Right,
have a lot of
I know
money, you
that.
realize that it's just nothing. Even Solomon, Solomon said it's all vanity. He said, I've deprived myself of no pleasure of like the human experience, something along them lines. But he said it is all vanity. And that's what it all is at the end of the day, you know? Because, like, if you eat fucking steak and lobster every single meal, it's not steak and lobster anymore. It's just food. You know what I mean? You fuck the hottest bitches in the world, right? Every day. After a while, it's just pussy. After a while, that becomes just busting a nut. So we as human beings, we're never happy with what is in front of us because we get desensitized, and that causes us to keep striving for new things. And that's why most like religions, like all these spiritual systems, they try to teach you to just basically be happy with what you have, and then you reach fucking nirvana, you reach eternal
I think
happiness because you're
I think
happy
that's
forever if you're happy with what you have, right? If whatever you have is always enough, then you always have enough, right?
I think I said the word happiness. The word happiness is not a good word because it implies that something needs to be happening in your life in order to be content, like something usually materialistic or associated with people,
You're
instead
so
of
worried about what
finding
you
inner
said
joy or
2
whatever.
hours ago that you're
No,
not
it
even
wasn't even
paying
two
attention to
hours
what I'm
ago.
saying right now.
Yeah, you're talking about achieving
You
happiness.
know, I think that's called narcissism.
It wasn't even 2 hours ago,
I'm
dude.
just saying.
It was like 2 or 3 minutes ago, actually.
I'm just
Not
saying.
2 hours ago.
I'm just saying. Everything you respond to is something about what you said or your idea, your opinion.
No, not necessarily.
I'm just breaking down the
I
facts
I've
of the
responded to
reality
them.
we live
I
in.
don't know why you chose to detract in such a way and try and call me out as a narcissist when you've just been talking the whole
You
time.
could
Well,
consider it detraction.
yeah, it is a detraction.
I'm expounding.
Detracted.
I am enriching the experience.
No, you
Yeah,
just detracted by trying to call me a narcissist.
That's
It
your
seems,
opinion.
yeah,
It's
it seems playful to me.
That's your opinion.
right.
You know what I mean? Maybe you're so tight about it because you actually are a narcissist.
Well,
Possibly.
it's all good. Let's just assume he's not a narcissist,
You know?
and just let him finish. Yeah, go ahead, Dom.
Pod
and
calling
then,
the kettle
I'll
black.
I'll let him finish being offended. Go ahead, Dom.
Oh no, I'm just gonna assume you're a troll at this point.
Oh, you just figured out I tend to troll?
Well, I don't know. I've never really talked to you. I don't even know who you are. You have a pause mark as your name. I don't know who you are. It's the first time I've seen you.
Well, see, you don't even know it's not even a pause mark.
Yeah, I guess I don't.
Yeah,
I guess
intellectual
I-
imbecile.
It's two eyes.
Great.
You know what I mean? ICU. You know what I mean? 99 and intellectual imbecile. It's got a lot of meanings.
Well, anyway, I was just gonna say I don't think happiness is necessarily the end all be all.
Well, then what are people all striving to achieve exactly?
Well, the people who are trying to achieve happiness are trying to achieve some sort of happening or something going on in their life that isn't going on that they want to be happening because they think that this thing that's going to be happening in their life is going to make their life better. But generally, it isn't because they aren't actually learning themselves. They're just trying to focus their mind on something, some sort of novelty that may be good for a while, but they're probably going to resort back to what was the way they were feeling before.
I agree. So what do you do in contrary to that?
Well, I just be.
What does
You know,
that mean?
I accept I'm a being, and
So what are you
I live
doing?
my life according to a certain set of principles,
Right. What is the goal
and
and
that's
purpose of your
basically it.
beingness? Right? What is
Whatever
the
I choose it to be.
right? What are you choosing it to be currently? Like what is your
Well,
trajectory
at this point in time, you know, we're learning more. We're trying
about
to
what?
about philosophy and about being and about,
All
you
right.
know, trying to be a better person.
And what do you want to do with the philosophy?
Well, I am writing a book, so maybe that would be, you know, publish
Right.
something like that and
And
express
why are
my
you writing a
thoughts.
book?
Are we just gonna keep going down of why
Well,
this,
listen,
what
hear
that?
me out. There's a point to it. It's not arbitrary, I promise. We got to get to the origin. In order to get to the origin, we have to follow the train of whys. Why do you want to write the book? You know what I mean? And then there's
Well, as
something
far as
behind
I
that.
can
There isn't.
tell, I don't think that there's any book or anything piece of literature that's forming the synthesis that I'm forming in it. So I think I can provide a unique perspective that probably most people haven't considered or looked at the
Okay.
Can
world.
you give it? Can you give us a
And so
teaser?
by
Well,
providing this unique perspective, right? Do you believe you're doing a service to humanity or something along them lines? Like, what
oh yes,
is that the ultimate goal is to do
absolutely.
a service to humanity? And then the fact, the idea, the notion that you've achieved that would make you feel accomplished in something finally, and therefore would make
So
you happy.
okay, so
And
so
that's
you
what you're,
wanted.
you know what I
Well,
mean?
you know, I mean, I don't have to write it to feel content. You know, this is I'd be
You see the
perfectly all
train though?
right
Like
with
the
just doing
core
it.
of your
You know,
thing is
or
contentment, happiness. It's the core, right?
well, yeah, because
Accomplishment, achievement.
it's
It's
about
about
accepting responsibility
happiness.
for your actions.
Happiness.
Is what it's about. It's about accepting responsibility for your actions and trying to make better actions based off the precedent of actions that you've made up to this point.
Because you are unhappy making the mistakes and you want you see what I'm saying? The idea of you achieving the correct actions would make you
Well, you see, I don't really feel like
happy.
I don't really feel like I make many mistakes because I don't necessarily harm people. You know, my mistakes is like forgetting where I put my car keys. That's really my mistakes.
And it probably makes you unhappy when you can't find your car keys.
Well, I mean, you know, it's not the most joyful of moments, but you know, it's something that
Some would say
that I did to myself, so I accept the responsibility of
So, like,
misplacing
these
my car keys, so
unjoyful
it's not like I'm
moments,
actually
could you
that-
possibly consider
like
them
that's really
unhappy
upset.
moments? Possibly.
I mean, I'm not like I said, I'm not really that upset.
Like, if we look at the word, you know what I mean, not most joyful, could we
No.
say that that's a
No.
synonym for unhappy?
No,
We can't.
Mhm.
Is it
no,
close though? Like, are they
I'm not-
related?
I'm
Like,
not- it's
like-
only. I mean, it's
like
only a
distant
moment.
cousins,
It's
at
only
least?
very brief. It doesn't really upset me.
it doesn't
and
really
isn't,
upset
like,
you.
Isn't happy
But it,
sad
but,
kind
it,
of like
but
a?
it does slightly upset you, but it doesn't really
Isn't it-
upset you.
Isn't that like a
I mean,
lower
it's
level
only
of?
momentarily. And it's not like-
Momentarily
Alienation.
upsets you, and then
I
you
mean,
find
yeah,
your keys in
maybe
your.
for like a few seconds.
You know, when
you know,
you're looking for your
I-
keys and you finally accomplish that thing that
No,
final achievement
I
that
mean,
you've been trying to
What
accomplish.
is the point
Does
that
it-
you're trying to make? You said there was
Like,
a point
you know,
that you were going to make, and it
so
seemed
my
like
point
the
is-
point was just to trap me in that I need something to be happening in my
point
life
is-
for me to
My
be
point
happy.
is that all things
There is no
seek
point.
happiness, like
Mm,
that
there
is
you go.
what they seek, right? Like all things seek.
Not with rant. There's no point.
Okay,
I would
point is-
disagree.
that's what they seek. You
Would disagree.
disagree, but disagreeing is what you're doing because it makes you happy to disagree.
No,
That's
no,
what
I
you
think
do.
that they're
You're
like, you know,
disagreeable, right?
would you agree or disagree that Maslow's pyramid has some credit, the hierarchy of needs?
I would say that a giant half chicken, half squirrel is funny as shit, and that makes me happy.
But if you squeeze it, does it just fucking fire away, right?
Right.
Does it squeal?
No, it farts.
You're the kind of guy that grabs balls and leaves everybody else holding cock. I'm sorry. So, would you
Awkward silence.
Yo,
would you give
Pops-
some?
Pop said your ass is up a tree, okay?
Well, when the dog chases its tail and farts, does it get excited or does it become displeased? Does he
It's-
roll over in the dirt and take a nap, or does
Its
he eat a
ass is
turd?
up a tree, okay?
So, would you agree that Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a little more centered in like kind of the thing we're striving for, whereas emotional incontinence is kind of like a lower level of, you know, like ideation, right? It doesn't matter if we're happy or not. It's
I would
whether
say
or not we're achieving something.
I would say we should take bubble tea and apply a Markov chain to the assortment of colored beads that we drink, you know what I'm saying, and consume daily. Just to make sure that it's in line, you know what I mean, with spiritual practices.
Yeah. And you should reduce the level of sugar in your bubble tea to like only go for 1/3 sugar. Don't go full sugar. Never go full retard.
And don't use the square bubbles, only the round ones.
Wow, I didn't. Oh yeah, they do have square one.
The square bubbles turn you gay, bro. That's what happened to Oprah.
Two facts.
She ate too much of the box, turned her gay, bro.
Well, Dom's going to give us a little bit of a teaser on what his upcoming synthesis, right? We're going to squeeze some juice out of it.
Give us your sin thesis, all right?
He's AFK right now.
What's a teaser? Tease me, Dom. No teasing. Okay. Oh, he's 86.
Yeah, he said he'll be right back.
I think he
Okay.
shit his pants at the
he,
idea.
had to go change his diaper.
Yeah,
Only in your world, sir.
he shit on himself.
Oh, that ain't cute. Ain't nothing fun about that, man.
Wait, which idea?
That Dom shit his pants.
No, but on what? On what concept? What are you saying?
Like he just
But,
fucking
yeah.
The concept of Rain smelling his own farts.
like Hershey
Wanna-
syrup drizzling out
Was
of
it-
his butthole.
You guys'
Concept.
conversation was really building up some power, but I wanted to introduce the idea of. I think I'm breaking up.
Basically,
We can
Dom
hear you.
realized that everything is actually that he's just seeking some form of happiness, and he had to go wipe his He had to go wipe his legs off because it was dripping down both sides. Rocky uses a square pan when he cooks pizza. But little did you know, he cooks it with a flamethrower from World War II. Okay? He just puts the pizza in the pan, he gives it to the nearest German, and he just lets that thing rip. Okay? After about 35 minutes at 5,000 degrees, it's perfectly crisp. And after he pries it out of his enemy's hand, he puts a little bit of, crushed red pepper and grated cheese on top. Am I right, Rocky? Am I right? That's the recipe.
Yeah, I think I've
Unless that
reconnected.
Elio's pizza.
I wanted to make Rocky's pizza the other night, but I couldn't find a nearby German. So,
Yeah, so
I
my
guess we'll have
question
to
was to integrate the idea of like state holding the power of force and coercion, and how would you integrate that into your system of the explanation of freedom from slavery when like a 5-0 can pull you over on the side of the road at gunpoint and do different things to you, and you don't have any real the word.
Say in the matter.
Right. How does that expression like a
Okay.
sort of Damocles is always
They
over our head
have
in
the
society.
freedom to pull you over, right? If you're driving in a car. Right?
Easy on the blunt, homie. Take it easy on that blunt.
But they can't pull over.
Small puffs.
They can't pull over a horse. So maybe the problem is actually the cars.
Are you sure? If you're on a
Someone
horse
get this guy a cough drop or
Because it's
a
like this,
drink
right?
or
or a
something.
fucking more
At the
more
end of the
mellow
day,
grade
you
of
could
cannabis.
you could drive the car. They could try to pull you
Little
over.
Frank.
You have the ability to not pull over, right? And then they're like, you already know they're gonna wanna like chase you. You know what I mean? And if you try
And
to
sh-
like
and shoot
stop
you.
them, they're gonna wanna kill you.
Right.
You have the freedom to do whatever you want in those situations.
But
And
do you?
you do have the freedom. You really do. There's a lot
there's
of people that just
consequences.
aren't. Look, there's consequences for that cop too. You
Yeah,
know what I
that's
mean?
true.
Like it's not a joke when they only do it because so many people don't exercise their freedom. To be honest, that's the
They're
only
right.
reason
You're
why
right.
it's still
Yeah, you're
happening.
right. That's
And
a good
back in
distinction.
the day, like if you go far back in the day where more people exercised
Well,
their
we don't
freedom,
need to
like,
go too far back in
go
the
back,
motherfucking
listen,
day.
listen,
But yeah,
go back
you're right.
to the
you're
Wild
right.
West, right?
Carry
The
a pistol.
Wild West, the cops were a lot more different. They
They were
weren't
chill.
on some crazy shit because at any moment,
Right.
that old fucking bar will pull out a gun and turn this fucking bitch upside down.
Fuck yeah, those were the days right there. Those were the fucking
Make the
days.
motherfucker.
We
What
gotta
I'm
go
Yeah,
back
saying
to
is-
those
They
days.
turned that
Those days we
motherfucker
gotta go back to. Those were the days
into
when
So what I'm saying is the
Twist
further away we
cheese.
get from that,
Welcome
you know what
back.
I mean? The
Yeah,
more
welcome back,
people
Dom.
allow them to just pull them over for no reason and shit and not turn the bitch upside down, the more they're going to be able to do it. And that's been the process for the last, 100 years.
What was that
let's say.
noise?
Yeah, well, and
Well, that's
Goblin
Pops.
Jizz is right that the more freedom you have, the more
Pops is
inherent
just
risk,
screaming random
the more
shit in the other
inherent
room. You don't know
risk
what
you
it is.
have as well. And
Yes.
we do, as Americans, we do in fact have that
Probably
right,
Screaming
to be
about killing
armed.
the demons.
Mhm.
Yeah, Goblin Jizz is onto something, man. I think he's got a good solution there. And I'm not saying go back to a gun, culture, but ultimately,
I'm not saying that either. I'm
Yeah.
just saying that
Hey.
that's what's going to happen.
The gun
Because
culture
that's the
was
direction they've chosen.
polite. They were polite. people.
yeah, that's
As a
right. I agree with
whole,
that.
the government has chosen to exercise their authority above and beyond what they should. And so, because they've chosen that direction, that's the only direction they're going to head in until they've reached full spectrum dominance.
Yeah, and people, the regular
Ruh-roh.
citizenry, the regular folks have capitulated far too much and bent over far too much for
The
like
founding
any
fathers
sense of
wanted
fucking
freedom,
reason.
Spectrum
but they
dominance.
knew that we couldn't keep it. That's why they said
Yeah.
you have the freedoms if you can keep it. Because
That was
they
that was
knew
Benjamin
that
Franklin.
they knew the direction of the people, right, was
And their
always going to be bad
tendency.
because they experienced the same thing themselves in England, and that's how they got to that point. Like, so
Right.
they experienced it, and that's why when they were creating the country, they were like, look, the tyranny over men. They were like, look, all this shit. They knew about this shit, but they couldn't do anything about it. They did the best they could, and they knew themselves that this system was going to get corrupted and get turned upside down, but they tried to set it up where it would take as long as possible. You know what I
Look,
mean? And now we're just basically at the end of a bad design that they couldn't do any better.
I wouldn't say.
Founding
Go ahead.
fathers never had any intention of making us free.
Yes, they
They
did.
just-
I wouldn't
You're
say-
an idiot.
All they,
Yeah,
all,
he's an,
no,
yeah,
no,
you're an
they-
idiot.
You're a fucking idiot.
No, they didn't.
And
All they wanted.
that's
Would
the
you stop
basic-
talking, or are you
that's
just gonna
the
talk? Or are you
basic-
just gonna bulldoze over me?
I'm gonna bulldoze over you
Okay,
because
I'm
you're an
gonna
idiot.
bulldoze through you if you're
Okay,
just
you
gonna
can
call me
try,
an
but
idiot.
your bulldozer
You're the
is
fucking
running on
idiot. You
fucking
need to
regular.
go look up
Gentlemen,
the
I'm running
Shays
on
Rebellion.
cheese.
Shays
what I mean?
Rebellion.
Order in the
You know what the
court.
Shays
Diesel.
Rebellion is? You
Order in the
idiot?
court.
Pure diesel fuel.
You know what the
You
Shays
motherfuckers
Rebellion
are in
is?
You're over here
contempt of
running
You
court.
know
on
what the
that
Shays
fight it.
Rebellion
Don't fight
is? Tell me
fight
about the
it.
Shays Rebellion.
Let Dom talk first, and then Green Jizz, you
Well,
respond.
if he's gonna bulldoze over me, I'm not gonna let him bulldoze over me.
You're
That's
the
what
first
Sprat
one that
calls
said
me an
anything
idiot.
about bulldozing, all right?
Yeah,
One more word,
'cause
Green
I'm trying
Jizz,
to
and you're in
explain
contempt.
myself,
Okay.
and you're over here calling me an idiot, talking over me. That's
Go bring a
bulldozing.
Volkswagen Beetle to a bulldozer fight, okay?
Contempt of court, Green Jizz. Go ahead, Dom. You got 2 minutes.
I'm trying to tell you that what they were trying to do was just set up a system separate from the global systems of control, which was basically controlled by the churches of Rome and the churches of Jerusalem or the
All right,
Levant.
you
What they were-
prematurely exhausted your 2 minutes. Go ahead, Green Jizz.
No, this is what they were trying. This is clearly all they talked about. All they talked about was foreign influence and giving yourself over to
Fornication.
standing on. Yes.
Okay, but if you read the
Giving yourself
documents and
over
if
to
you read
Satan
the
Barnum.
history and if you look at what happened, it was very clear that they were setting up a system that they knew was going to eventually fail, but they needed to have a system that was
No,
going to
they were
provide some
always- they
basic
were
freedoms
always-
so they could do that.
You see, I
And
didn't
that's what
finish
they
my
did.
point. I didn't
I
finish
don't
my
care
point.
about your point. You're a
Because
fucking
you're
idiot.
going on about
Hello?
you're
Yeah.
going on about these idiotic points.
Contempt.
Dom,
Contempt.
I think
You
they
know-
were actually
no.
here for your
Wait.
freedom. These
You know
people
that
were
James Solomon?
aristocrats. They were rich.
Yeah.
They wanted to create an imperialist system, basically centered around war. That's the American dream right there. They wanted to create a war nation.
Who is rich?
They
The guys
basically
going
did.
across the fucking Delaware Gap, freezing their
No,
balls
the
off,
people
fucking dying
like
of
George
fucking
Washington, the
scurvy
people
with
like
wooden teeth
Benjamin
and shit,
Franklin,
bro.
the people like John Adams, those were the rich
Yeah,
people.
retarded.
They had more money than the King of England.
Mad retarded.
Well, going
hope you know
forward,
that.
try to avoid pejoratives, invectives, and ad hominems, and we will be in a much better state.
Yeah, tell
Dom,
that
you-
to this. Tell that to this
Yeah,
guy.
it's gonna happen.
Look, here's what it is. You get
No.
you get what you put out. All right. If you put out some dumb shit, I'm gonna give you some dumb shit
Well,
right back.
you did. Okay,
It's
tell
gonna
me.
be
Tell me what the
equally
Shays.
in
Do you know what the
proportion
Shays Rebellion is? If you don't know what the
level.
Shays
Everybody's
Rebellion
And
dumb
is,
by your
severity of
definition.
the dumb shit.
what is the Shays Rebellion? What is the Shays Rebellion? Tell me what that
What
is.
is what is the Chamber of Thoughts Rebellion? Tell me what that is. Okay.
You see, you don't know what the Shays Rebellion is. That'll tell you exactly what these
Do you
founding
know,
fathers
do you
were all
know
about.
why?
The
do you
Shays
know why I
Rebellion
don't-
was
do you know
after
why I
the
don't
after
know
the
what the Shays
Revolutionary War.
Rebellion is?
Because you're an idiot, is why.
No,
Because
no, I'll tell you
afterwards,
why.
after the Revolutionary War, what happened was the people
I'll tell
they
you
did
why.
not want to give their power over to the government. They wanted money, which the government couldn't pay them. And so when the government came in and tried to act like, oh, we own these people, they went against that. And this was when Washington organized the militia to go and put down the rebellion, which were just people who didn't want to be part of the government.
You know
Washington
why I don't know why what the Shays Rebellion
immediately
is?
formed a militia and put down rebels who did
You
not
wanna-
want to
you wanna know
conform
why,
to the
though?
nation. They wanted to be free. That is not the
know
actions of
why?
people who actually care about freedom. So
Hello?
don't call me an idiot. You don't even
Hello?
know what the Shays Rebellion is.
Hello? Do you
Yeah.
want to know why I don't know about the Shays Rebellion?
I told you why.
No, do you want to know why?
Because you're uneducated is why.
No, it's because I don't actually care about it.
Exactly. Further add to my point. You don't care about it.
I don't
You
have
wanna
to.
call
I
me-
don't
you
have to
wanna
care
call
about it.
me- You want to
Because
call
guess
me an idiot because I'm going to bring
Guess
up a
what?
point that actually contradicts
No,
what
no,
the
it's
founding
not
fathers
important.
cared about our freedom.
It's not important.
Yes, it is.
I already told you the founding
Tell
fathers
me how
didn't
it's
care
not
about.
important.
Because I already told you the founding fathers didn't care about our freedom; they cared about their freedom. That's what I just told
That's
you.
literally all I'm talking about, and you're like arguing they do.
Why do you keep disagreeing with what I'm saying and then tell me later on at the end of the disagreement, once you get roasted, that's what you're talking about
No.
every single time so far?
I think when you go back and watch this, you're
This
going
is
to
the
realize
third time
you're
it's
the one
happened.
who's been roasted the whole
This
time.
is the third time it's happened, except for the
the
time
third
that you
time
shit
that
your
you
pants.
sounded like an idiot. The third
You know what I
time
mean?
that you sounded like an idiot.
It
is
happened
what's
two
happening.
times. The third time you shit your pants. So this is actually the fourth time, but the third time you didn't do
No,
it because you shit your
You know,
pants
you
as
shit
the
your,
B boy.
you just basically shit your pants telling me you don't care.
I'm like, yo, the sky is blue. He's like, no, the sky is green. I'm like, are you sure? It looks blue to me. He's like, bro, that's what I've been saying the whole time.
Great analogy.
It's fucking blue.
He won't
Well,
go back and watch it again. I'll tell you that.
Green is a shade of blue, right? I mean, he's not wrong, right?
I mean, you know. Avian, print out a certificate.
Mix of blue and
put another
yellow.
certificate on the wall. Avian Buddha won this debate. Clearly. I mean,
It's on the spectrum. On the spectrum. Nonetheless, it's somewhere there.
everybody knows that.
Oh, Rant's on the spectrum, all right.
On the spectrum, bro, I am one with the spectrum. The spectrum is with me.
The fart spectrum.
This is good stuff, man. This is fucking highly entertaining. I'm having a good time. I appreciate y'all.
Bro, may the spectrum be with you always.
Appreciate the people.
May
EML,
the
hold down
farts
shop.
ever be with thee.
Pleasurable.
I've got ass burgers. Okay.
Gnarly.
It's better than ass hot dogs. You know?
Don't know about that. These hot dogs are they're easy to get rid of, easy to eliminate.
I'm just saying, bro, ass hot dogs is not as cool as ass burgers. You know?
Parmenides.
One of my children made a joke the other day. He's like 6. He said, why did the burger take a poop? And we're like, why? And he said, because it's an ass burger. It's a good one.
Nice.
Right?
Apple didn't fall too far from the tree on that kid.
Right? He don't have the ass burgers. The other one does.
Yeah, so why don't we hear more about the so-called Shays Rebellion in reference to the founding documents? It looks like because it happened about a decade or so after the founding of the Republic and the American Revolution. So I don't see how that plays into the original founding documents, Dominique. I think you're a little
It
bit
doesn't.
off
Let
in left field.
Doesn't matter
Yeah,
at
yeah.
all.
A little ass backwards, man. That's you wipe before
They
you
didn't
take a
have
shit.
They didn't have the internet
man.
back then.
Dom was like, let me just Google some mad arbitrary shit and be like, do you know about this random fucking arbitrary thing? That's why it happened. And because you don't know that, that's how I'm right. But actually, I was actually defending your point and arguing against my own point the whole time.
Okay, right. Can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor? Read what I posted in the private chat. Just read it for us, please. Yeah, just read it.
Yeah, and he's right
So
about the
it actually doesn't go against what I'm talking about, because what I'm talking about is if you listen to what I said, I talked about people wanting to separate themselves from the federal government and the federal government cracking down on them is what I said.
Yeah, that makes sense, but that
That's the
doesn't
problem.
that doesn't influence
There's no freedom. There's no
I'll
freedom.
read it. I'll read it. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Like the feminist literature. I am not interested in a hermeneutics or in erotics or in metaphysics of my anus. I am interested in ass fucking. I am interested in the fact
Oh my god.
that the clitoris, disguised as a discrete button, sweeps
Who
over
is
the
this?
entire area like a manta ray.
Is this coming from a celibate Buddhist monk?
Impossible to tell where its 8,000 nerves begin and end. I'm interested in the fact that the human anus is one of the most innervated parts of the body. This is the kind of stuff that feminists are reading. That women are reading now. Can you believe that?
Does this come from the guy that invented the butt plug or something? Something like
no, it comes from a female feminist. It comes from a woman feminist. It's Maggie Nelson, the Argonaut, the Argonauts. I found it by accident just now. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, Dom. Hey, Dom, do you know about Maggie Nelson and the Argonauts?
Oh, sad trombone.
What the fuck is this shit? God.
Yeah, I bet you didn't. I bet you didn't because it actually supports my argument, okay? Since you're an asshole, you're the most innervated part of the human body, and
Actually,
it makes you
it
very
does
sensitive.
support your fart
It does.
complex.
It does. So,
Would that explain the
since you didn't know
sensitivity?
that, I won the debate, and Avian printed out a
somehow.
certificate.
No, actually, because I don't care.
That's
But
okay.
I
Somehow, though.
won.
No, I don't care.
You didn't like my article,
You always think you win, Rant.
but it was an
Oh.
important piece of information of American history when Maggie Nelson spoke about the manta ray, right? 8,000 nerves beginning and ending. You know. Go ahead, Reddington. Hit him with the sad trombone. Go ahead.
Already did.
Where? When?
Like 2 seconds ago. You didn't hear?
You said it?
Yeah.
I
I
didn't hear sad.
accidentally
hear
hit
sad
the
trombone.
Wii studio.
Maybe my volume was too low.
Oh yeah, no worries, Dom. Yeah, blessings, man.
Dom, you caused
But
the
can I finish my inquiry, please, before you move off of it? If you masturbate with a wooden dildo, and that's conceivably fine, but having sex with a tree which is alive is not, then the only threshold breaker there is that the wood is dead.
Your face is a sad trombone, Rant.
Dom calls
guys-
a false sad tromboning.
Did you guys have
This one is-
volume on that clip
Oh,
just now?
Go on, let me read another quote from this one.
Oh, no.
I'm sure there was volume.
Was there? Okay.
But if you're on a cell phone, it may. go
Avian's
too
like
fast.
practically hysterical here.
Yeah, right. Look at this
Let him-
quote.
yeah, let
from
him-
this one. Maggie
Rub-
Nelson.
rub
Many
one out.
women describe the feeling of having a baby come out of their vagina as taking the biggest shit of their lives. This is really this isn't really a metaphor. The anal cavity and vaginal canal lead on each other. They too
Yeah,
are
my mom
sex
said
which-
that.
They too are the sex which is not one. Constipation.
She said it was
is
like
one
shitting
of-
out a watermelon.
Constipation is one of pregnancy's principal features. The growing baby literally deforms and squeezes the lower intestine, changing the shape, flow, and possibility of one species. What? In late pregnancy, I was amazed to find that my shit, when it would finally emerge, had been deformed into Christmas tree ornament type balls. Then all through my labor, I could not shit at all, as it was keenly clear to me that letting go of the shit would mean the total disintegration of my perineum, anus, and vagina all at once.
Perineum.
I also know
There's a-
that
I
also
think I'm
knew-
going to get secondhand constipation hearing this.
Well, there's
I
a learning
also knew-
curve too. Like my mom had 5 kids, and she said the first one was like getting out a watermelon, but I was the 5th, and she said that was like shooting a football across the room. So
So my wife's first baby, right, was like a 6-minute labor, right? And it
Oh.
took her like, it was real rough on her, right? It took like,
6 minutes, that's fast.
actual labor, but she was in the delivery room getting ready before her water broke for like an hour or two, right?
Okay.
Now, fast forward to the 5th kid. The 5th kid, she was in the house, and all of a sudden, the baby was coming out, and she had it in
There
the
you
living
go.
room. She didn't even know it was coming out.
That's where the huge deception occurs. They try to make childbirth like an entire thing where you got to go to the hospital and do all this stuff. But women having babies, man, like 2-3 babies down the line, they could just pop out babies for, they
Oh,
could do
yeah.
15 babies.
400
15 babies, no problem.
It just pop right out, bro.
It's like
That's
so
a
many
fact, yeah.
babies.
Yeah, my wife's same thing with my wife, Green Goblin Jizz. He said the first one took like 8 hours of like brutal labor, but then our second baby, she said, was just piece of cake, just bam.
It's like their
Right
hips
out.
and shit get all whacked out of place, and then they just kind of stay like that,
Yeah, and they kind of need to do that, I think, according to scientific I don't know, genetic, maybe a little earlier, like, you know, pre-20, I think. Get that first one when the bones are still a little bit softer.
I mean, I don't know, but like at the end of the
I'm
day,
just saying.
I think stuff like stretches out, and like once something has been stretched out, I think it kind of just stays like that. Kind of like, I mean,
Yeah,
it
and the
goes
older they
back,
get, the harder that OG session probably gets a little bit more
like
difficult. That's why I think
skin
they
and
say,
tendons will stretch back, but like bones and shit, I don't think they like completely go back. Like once the frame is, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
there's some kid kicking his way out,
Yeah,
knock them bones
something.
out the way.
There's
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
some
yeah.
permanent biological changes after the first child that makes it. I mean, I could say I've seen them get increasingly easier every child. They're
That
not
makes sense.
smaller or nothing. They're just, her body
Got
just
ex-
knows what to do with it. It's like, yep, right this way, blop. You know what I mean? It's
got
like we know the,
experiential testimony to confirm that.
yeah. I don't know. It's like they get broken in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like a fucking.
it's good magic. And the system you were talking about earlier too, like how you start training them in cycles so that eventually, they're just raising and training each other. I think there's something to that too.
I mean, that's literally, that was what the human experience was. I'm not reinventing the wheel here. This is what people have done for generations. And we just stopped at some point because essentially the fake construct of society has put these invisible walls in between people within the family to separate the nuclear family into divisions and make it like a schizophrenic brain. You know what I mean? So it
Yeah, and a
can't
lot of them,
function.
a lot of invisible walls.
Yeah,
Right
like
about
a
that.
house divided can't stand. So what they did was they spent their time crafting agendas to divide every age group of the house. You know what I mean? That's why like you have the shit that you like and your parents have the shit that they like and your kids have the shit that they like, and these different generations, right? That's really what that is that's the programming version, right? So like if you're a millennial, right, you've been programmed with this programming. It's not like you're not a different person because you were born at a certain fucking time. It's that you are this kind of person that is predictable because you've been force fed at least X amount of this specific data set of mind control propaganda. You know what I mean? They don't have like, there's no such thing as a boomer from like Mumbai. All right? There's no Mumbai boomers. They're just fucking old as fuck Mumbaians, if they're even alive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I could break it down to an easy summary rooted in some Chinese wisdom through Tao. They got a saying, Yugong Yishan, which the old man moves the mountain. So supposedly there was a mountain blocking the commerce between these two villages, and the old man's relatives were in the other village, right? And he said, we got to get that fucking mountain on up out the way. And so this mountain is, it's like an insurmountable abstract thing, but this was really playing out. And so the old man starts digging away at the mountain with a shovel and a bucket, and motherfuckers are laughing at him, and they're like, you're never going to move that mountain. He's like, well, yeah, I know I'm not. He said, but I'm going to train my children and my grandchildren and my great grandchildren to get this motherfucker out the way. Eventually the mountain was moved, and there's proof of that. There's a historical there's a
Right.
location and everything that
But here's
relates
the
to the
thing.
story.
Here's the thing. No person has ever decided to change the world and by their actions have changed the world.
No, that guy did it. The mountain's gone. I mean, there's historical evidence.
What I
of
mean
it.
is, I don't doubt that the mountain is gone, but it's I don't believe the man removed the mountain himself.
No, he started the pattern, and the pattern
Right.
removed
He
it.
created the
Well,
idea.
that's your
the
boulder on the
belief.
sidewalk, Grant.
Right. He created the idea, the belief that the mountain needed to be moved.
Yes,
It's like
Reddington's right. You can kick the boulders out the road. Good job, Reddington. I appreciate
you
that.
can
Those are brass tacks that bring it back to
So-
reality.
so
Start
Reddington,
kicking
you
rocks,
can-
Yeah, I'm
motherfucker.
gonna
Good
cut this.
job.
I'm gonna bring up
you
an
can
important point.
create
Yeah, I'm gonna bring up
an
an important point, sorry.
idea, right? You can create a belief system that will eventually move the boulder.
Yeah, I have a
right?
question
But
for
what
all
I'm
of you.
trying to explain is
Yeah.
that that's already been done,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I
You
have
can do it
something
I
again.
to say
believe,
about
I
that.
believe that's
You have
already
the
been
power.
done. That
Yeah,
work has
yeah.
already been done.
I want all
know
of
what I
your
Well,
mean?
what work?
opinions
Well,
on
then what's
something.
our work? Green
Yeah,
jizz, green
yeah. I
goblin
want your opinion
jizz.
on something. It's
Okay,
important
So me
question.
personally, right? I
bird
believe
brain gonna
that
bring in a
work.
new idea. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Do you think
Or whatever.
that teaching women to read and write was a mistake? Yes or no? I want to hear all of your opinion on this.
No, I mean, wasn't one of the first writers a woman, Enheduanna, when she was like one of the best amongst them?
Yeah,
The first writers. I don't think anyone knows who the first writer was.
They're gonna say it was.
yeah, he was the
they're gonna say
Egyptian
it was
god
Nabu.
Tahuti.
You know why no one knows who the first writer was?
We
Okay,
know who the
because
first writer was. It was
We just said,
Thoth.
yeah,
no,
we just
listen,
answered.
listen.
No, we
We
just
don't-
It was
answered.
the bird brain,
No, listen. We
the
don't know.
ibis-headed god of the word.
We
Go
don't
ahead.
know who the first writer was because there was no one there who knew how to write about it. Okay, so just y'all got to calm down. We don't know who the first guy that wrote was. There was no one around to write
They
about.
apply it to archetypes,
All right.
which is
Yeah,
they
it's
It's
present
like, yo,
as
do you got a
self
picture?
and,
Yo, you got a picture of the first camera, dog? You got one?
Tom's right too. It's cyclical archetypes, and it's just a time loop, right?
the
It goes,
I
it happens
think
over and over again.
I'm fairly certain the first writer god was a woman. She used to be Nabu. They changed her to Nabu, and I just can't remember what her name used to be.
Well, it doesn't
She
matter.
just
'cause
kind of
she's
used her
not real.
finger and the
you know?
Yabba dabba
menses.
doo.
Ooh.
It doesn't matter.
Yes.
She's not real.
Putting blood sigils on that
Well, she's
foreheads of
based on
her
all the gods are based on people who were real,
Who?
mendicants.
people who existed in
Elvis
history
has
so
entered the
far in the
building.
past that
Who?
they
Who?
can't be recorded in the traditional sense. They were
Who are they?
when they were going on, they were recording them through oral traditions,
Well,
and
who-
then
who
eventually
are they?
these oral traditions turned it. Well, you know the gods like Enlil, Anu, and
Buddha
those
with
types.
meme.
Yeah, but who are the people that they're
Were those
talking
just
about?
oral traditions
Well,
or
it's-
oral anal traditions?
I
Wait,
would say
what?
oral. I would say oral. Yeah, I would say just strictly oral on that.
Here's my
Exclusively
point.
oral? Okay.
Who
Here's
were
my
they?
Sad trombone.
They were the people who built civilization who were deified. What are their
Okay,
names?
okay.
Who were they? I mean, I can't say for certain who they were,
Here's
but
what I'm
they
saying.
exist as archetypes.
Here's what I'm saying.
What?
If you don't know who they are, then you don't know that they are.
Okay, do you
You're
know
just
who? Do you
assuming-
know who Franklin
This is-
Delano Roosevelt was,
but
or
you're
John F.
assuming-
Kennedy? All we have are stories
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the people from our
You're
history
giving me,
anyway.
You're giving me names, right? Now give me the names of the people that you're talking about.
You missed my point. All
No,
we
you
have
can't.
are
That's what
stories.
I'm
All
saying.
we have are stories of
Do
these
you notice
people
immediately you
who
had
they
to go to giving
ascribe
me
these
names?
names to.
You had to go
We don't
from
know.
TML,
not being
TML,
able to give me a
TML
name to giving me a
was.
name.
TML, is that
know.
meme from you, the one on screen right now? That is a thing.
No,
of
it's from
beauty.
Buddha.
Avian.
Okay. Thank you, Avian Buddha. That's a thing of beauty. So funny. Did you guys read that?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, how
that's
did the
pretty cool.
Buddha? How did the OG Buddha wake up? Right. He laid down next to his wife, and oh my God, what a nightmare that was.
Sad trombone.
He woke up in the middle of the night, and she was snoring and pissing and shitting and rolling and grinding her teeth, and she stank. And he was like, "God damn, I'm gonna go start a religion."
How did the Buddhists believe this? But like they got all these female gods. How's that
That's a
work?
good
I think
debate.
he changed his views later on. But he
Wait.
like
That's Hindu.
Wait, he changed his views?
a little bit. No, he's
But
like
this is from a bunch of different people.
Yeah, I think you're-
Jakota,
Yeah, I think you
Agnud.
might be. I think you might be confusing it with Hinduism.
Yeah, so it looks like an amalgamation.
Buddhists
But it's
don't
funny,
have
and that's what
gods?
matters.
They don't have a bunch of female ones, at least from what I know. But from
Are
what
you
I
sure?
remember-
Rut-row.
Yeah,
What are the Buddhist gods then?
they're just Buddhas.
They're just Buddhas? They're all men?
no, there are some female ones in Mahayana, like Guan Yin.
So that's what I'm saying. How could you have a female Buddha and also hold that opinion?
Yeah,
Well, I think
Mahayana is
that-
like a lot later. Like
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
Mahayana didn't show up until like the
That's true.
medieval period. So
That's
And
correct.
her expression as Guanyin is a kind of a different thing.
Guanyin.
It's like a
Yeah.
moon goddess, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
It's-
the Buddha did kind of change his views a little bit in that he said that men have higher potential for awakening, while women have lower, and so he just like
Yeah,
excluded.
but which Buddha? Because like they all say that they're Buddha, but there's a different Buddhas.
Yeah, this is from the original one, the Pali.
The one that was named Buddha, like when
Siddhartha.
Siddhartha, the
Yeah,
The
original.
Gautama.
real slim Buddha, please stand up.
Yeah,
So wait,
Gautama.
who's the fat
talking the-
Chinese
the-
Buddha?
Bodhi tree Buddha, right?
Because there's the fat Chinese Buddha, then there's the Indian Siddhartha Buddha, right?
Yeah, you're confused.
Yeah, the fat Chinese Buddha is a totally different dude. It's
That's
like
a totally different Buddha, right?
Yeah, not even really a
But
Buddha.
they're- but
not,
they're
not like
both-
an OG Buddha.
People that believe in the Chinese Buddha consider themselves Buddhist, though, right?
Yeah, I follow the Chan tradition, which started with Bodhidharma, and he went to China, and then to-
Now, Do
yeah.
those
those are called
Buddhists
belly.
have female gods?
Well, we call those belly Buddhists, and they're like more
Belly
interested
Buddhists.
in belly Buddhists. They're interested in eating and laughing, and they're the happy
no,
Buddha.
the Chan Buddhists don't have any female like gods, from what I.
I
Yeah,
thought
they
they
don't,
did,
yeah.
bro. I could have sworn I seen a thing that they had
From,
this woman.
from
that
what
was
I know, I mean,
witched.
Avian might know more
Yeah.
than I do.
Well, and
They don't got
Lotus
witches and
Sutra.
shit. A witch god, bro, and a fucking.
Yeah, like from what
Yeah, there
I'm seeing
is
is like
one-
they added them
there are a
later.
few.
Or whatever.
There are a few in the Lotus Sutra, but they're still considered below men in terms of potential. Though. You see what I mean?
I
Right.
mean, that's obvious that a woman is below a man in potential
Yes, yes.
just by the observing
see-
the nature of existence.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but the male gods are just enlightened beings, so they're Buddhas, right?
You see, if that was really the case, that women had less potential than men, why did all the ancient cultures before they started building all the cities deify the Great Mother?
because
why
Yeah,
would
according
pussy
to
with
the Taoist
pussy with
perspective would
bitches.
would not say that. It would say that women are so naturally inclined toward the Tao that they don't need cultivation. So the structure of establishing like Neidan and stuff was for men to like restore their original nature without being overcome by the feminine force.
I don't know what is talking about exactly, but what I'm saying is that women are inferior in many ways, and it's obvious.
Yeah,
How?
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I would disagree
How?
with that. I would say
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I would say that
Well-
the superior expression is men and women working
What
together.
what
in
I
harmony,
can
and
say
that
is,
independently, they're
Especially
both
if you look
weaker.
to other animals like black
But-
humans or
all right,
something.
listen, I'll tell you
Yeah,
tell
but
you
we're
how.
not talking about other animals. We're
I'm gonna
talking
tell
about
you
people.
how. I'll tell you how. All right, we're gonna take 5 men and 5 women, all average, right? We're gonna lock them in a Thunderdome, right? Only 5 people get to leave. What would you put your money on? If I had
But
to ask?
societal harmony is created typically by a slight excess of men in a given
I'm just saying,
societal
if you had to
situation.
answer a question honestly, I tell you, I'm taking 5 average men, 5 average women. I'm locking them in a Thunderdome, and only
your
5
hypothetical
humans
is
get
a-
to leave. Who do you
Yeah,
think
but
is
that's-
walking out of there? If you had a gamble right now, you have to
That's
put
a banana within an
your
eggplant.
money.
You're not looking at a long enough
No.
timeline.
Answer the fucking question though.
Is
I'm
importance
gonna
based
I'm
on
answer the
saying.
question, but
on
you're not gonna like the answer.
temporal?
Answer the
That's-
fucking
'cause
question.
that is the most backwards.
Go ahead,
That
answer.
that is the most backwards analogy
Short-sighted,
you can come up with
asinine,
to
stupid,
determine.
Russian nesting
You
dog.
gotta
better or
gamble
not,
on it. You gotta
'cause
gamble on it.
It doesn't. I mean, it's not about competition or beating each other.
I'm
It's
saying
about
5
working
people
together
get
to
to
make
leave,
sure that all 10 people can leave.
but
Who the
only
fuck
5
says?
can.
Who says that?
And it stinks of
saying,
an
this is the
extremely
rule.
misogynistic lens to view the world
Exactly.
through.
Yo, it's a
And who
Squid
says
Game,
it's-
bro.
and who says it's that way?
It's a Squid Game. I just created it. Who do you put your money on answer the fucking question.
Rand's face
Put
is
my
a Squid
money
Game.
on the
Oh, what
two
I-
most. Okay, here
Well,
we
I
go.
want-
I'm breaking it.
I
I'm gonna
want
give you
those-
the
well, let's
answer.
put it this
I'm
way.
gonna- Wait,
together,
goddamn
and I
minute.
want
Hold
all
on.
10 of them.
Hold on. I got something to
You
say,
guys are
baby.
crazy.
Let me interject just for a moment, if I may. I'm gonna put my money on the two best.
Yo, this is a
looking
whole
women.
lot of words not to answer a simple question.
The two best looking women hook up, lesbian out, and they control the most powerful man to kill the other 4 men.
Absolutely.
And that's the winner right there.
Exactly. And Frank brings up a great point: is women actually control men.
Do you think
True
that's going
facts.
to happen in the Thunder?
I do. Absolutely.
Not
If-
everyone is
if-
a simp.
if
So.
I
the
think the
man-
biggest alpha
if
is
the
going
man
to strive for
thinks
those
he
2
can
hot
have
broads
sex,
anyway.
absolutely, it's going to happen in the Thunderdome.
Yeah,
Why
then a
is
couple of
anyone
betas
having
just going to
sex in a
spurge out and kill
Thunderdome?
girls for no reason.
Why?
Yeah,
So that way the woman can have the man to do her bidding. Basically, you know, if you
True
I'll
facts.
have
Cleopatra.
sex,
I don't think you
Cleopatra
understand this,
wins.
right?
No.
I don't think you understand how this works.
I don't
right?
think you
'Cause-
understand how it
'cause
works.
you got
Have you been
5
in the
men.
situation? Have
Listen.
you legitimately tried to run through this
Listen,
in
you
your
got
mind?
5
Or
men,
did you just
right?
come out? Did you pull this out your
Yeah, yeah.
ass? Go ahead.
Let's think
Go
about
ahead.
this.
Break it down then. Break
You've
it
got
down.
5 men, right?
Wait.
If
Wait
one
a
of those
minute.
guys,
No, Goblin
listen,
Juice, before you
pussy,
go, before you go,
shut the
before you
fuck
go,
up
hold
already.
hold on, just
Holy
a second.
shit.
I give my
You
take.
can shut
I
the
get
fuck
my
up,
6
Grant, when you're just
motherfucker.
Now I
yakking,
understand
yakking,
why
yakking
you guys
away.
want
Shut
the
the
women
fuck
to
up.
live,
I
because you're
came in
both
here
women.
trying to mitigate and debilitate
We
and
got
let
2
people have
women
their.
here fucking talking to one man. Jesus.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
all right, respect.
What, you're
But
like
I-
the troll man who lives under the bridge. That's
Y'all are
Listen,
biased
uh,
because you're both women.
Before
Yeah,
you answer your own question,
I'm
why
not
don't you
saying-
let some of the other
Right.
fellas here on panel chime in and give us their 60
Say
second
everything
elevator
you gotta
pitch?
say, but then I need to explain it to you how the
Okay.
women
you
are gonna
actually
not
don't.
fucking
I
die.
went
I don't
first.
think
I
people
went
know what
first.
you're
So who's
explaining.
next? Dom, you next?
Avian can go if he wants to answer.
Yeah,
I-
Avian. Give us the lowdown. 5 men, 5 women in a Thunderdome. What's the situation? How's it gonna play out?
You guys just
question.
slap each other and get into cat fights and nag a lot and bitch and moan a lot. That's just what they do and stuff. You know, they get very haughty and very you know, like, you know, that's the way it is. And also their periods will synchronize. That's what.
So
Are you
what do
guys
you think?
done?
What do you think of the possibility of a woman coming up to several men and they're like, so if we come out of here, if you go over here and you beat up these other men, you're gonna get some pussy or something.
At what point do you think this
how
conversation's
does
happening?
how does that influence the outcome?
Like, at what point do you think this is gonna happen in the Thunderdome?
It could happen like right off the bat. For all we
No,
know,
I'm-
What
Like,
about
it's a
Reddington?
Thunderdome, bro.
Reddington, what do you think, man?
5
Once you break it
humans
down.
leave the Thunderdome. When are these
Well, I don't know
conversations
exactly
changing?
what you mean by Thunderdome, but I assume you mean something
All right.
like
So,
a
like,
football stadium or
WWE,
something.
man. Come
All right.
on. What's
You
up?
ever seen like the Hunger Games?
Oh, so you're gonna give them like trees and stuff to hide in? It's not.
I
Just gonna
mean,
be open?
bro, it really
Yeah,
doesn't
then
matter.
absolutely it's gonna happen.
It doesn't really matter. The reality of the matter is, you might have seen the bullshit on TV where you got Katniss Everdeen, bro, shooting fucking arrows and shit like Legolas, but that's not happening.
And that's not
I'm
what
gonna
I
be
described.
real with you, bro.
That's not what I described.
Yeah,
Nobody's
I think
nobody's worried about getting pussy in the Hunger
that's
Games.
not.
See,
That's
this is
not
where
what
you
I
got it
described.
fucked up.
That's not what
the
Frank.
libido
You
and
got
the
to
survival.
understand
Yeah,
survival priority in order to
But look,
understand where pussy
that's
ranks in that. it's very low down on the totem pole.
No, I
It's al-
disagree.
it's
I
almost-
disagree.
it's
It's right.
literally
It's at the top,
almost
actually.
it's
in pretty
almost
much
a
any,
luxury. It's
I
literally
would say-
almost a luxury.
situation.
No,
will
I
never-
would say
you-
that
Here's what
it
I'll
even
say.
overpowers it
No, it
even
doesn't.
overpowers thirst
It
and hunger.
doesn't, and I'll tell
No,
you
you're
why. Because
wrong.
you
You're
could
wrong.
live an entire
You're
life
wrong.
and never get pussy and not die.
Are you talking about children or grown men? If
I'm
it's a
talking
grown
about
man in this situation,
survival. We're talking about
no.
survival.
Then you're wrong. You're wrong.
Yeah, I don't know how you could have all those kids and talk about your wife like that and not understand this.
You're
I
just
don't-
not
Yeah.
understanding that
I
pussy
think-
is not worth what you think it is.
I think you're discounting the libido.
To a lot of men, it
strength in
is.
human
It
life.
absolutely is.
Yeah, but the libido doesn't matter in a Hunger Games that are going to be over shortly, and then you can go and fuck whatever you want. You understand?
no,
It's a
no,
matter
no,
of
I
getting out of the
disagree.
dome. See,
For an
it's
intelligent,
healthy
discerning
especially if they can
individual,
trauma
you're
bond
talking
together.
about brutal savages, not
here, I
human
could
beings
tell
with
you, I
maturity.
could demonstrate that what you're saying is bullshit.
Hold-
People
hold
wear
on.
condoms because they're scared to get diseases that will kill them. So sex
No,
is
because
not
they're
overpowering
indoctrinated.
the fear of death.
I will slap.
People are scared to die. They're not taking risks to have sex. Fucking, they're wearing condoms, right? So at the end of the day, sex is not overpowering the fear of death, and that's from a
they don't
disease.
even- they-
Now, the fear
you're
of
missing,
death
you're missing the
that
point.
is
They don't even have
direct
to
and in
give
your
them sex.
face is
They
going to
don't have to
supersede
give them
that
sex.
that
bro.
primal
All they-
desire for sex. You're going to be
all
in
they
so
need-
much fucking adrenaline and
all
fear
they
from
need
being
to
in the
do-
Thunderdome and having to fight for your life. You're not
Bro,
going to be worried
all
about
they
sex.
need to do, all they need to do is kiss them a little bit and then
You're
promise.
not going to
them
have the
sex. All they
chance.
No, no,
There's
no,
going to
no,
be
no, no.
fucking
promise them
arrows
sex. They
flying.
don't
No,
need
no,
sex.
no, no,
There's
no,
going to
no.
be
To
fucking,
promise
you
them.
know, there's going to be
Gentlemen,
drops,
Rick
weapons.
Reddington has
They
something
don't-
to interject. I think we
do
should
that much, is
we
what
should
I'm
clear
saying.
this.
All you have to
Clear
do,
the
Rand,
radio
is
waves.
modify it a little bit. Just say the 5 dudes are gay. That's it.
Oh,
We'll
God.
just say the
It
fucking. I
had
mean,
to
it
get
doesn't.
gay, didn't it?
That doesn't
That's what
matter.
you got
though.
to offer.
I'm sorry.
Even if they're gay, right? Even if, right? It doesn't matter. What
Are you
it
gay?
really.
Why did
here's
you get
what we're-
married and have children then?
Here's what we're trying. No, what I'm saying
Make the
is
women gay.
it doesn't change the dynamic, right? Here's what I'm trying to prove to you is that simply put, men are superior to women.
No.
That's
no.
all I'm trying to put it.
Oh, they are.
What are
You got to
who are the
define it.
best?
You got to delineate a little more than that. You mean
Yes, cool.
physically,
Start
and
naming,
mentally,
start
touch.
naming
sexually.
top
Touch.
scientists. Start naming
Yeah.
top fucking astronauts. Start naming the top chefs. Start
Yeah,
naming the
yeah.
top of any industry or field. Just
Yeah,
start
Those are just
naming
outward
people.
expressions of superiority. They don't
Bullshit.
necessarily
Yeah,
play out in
bullshit.
the
And all
reality
those
of
things
life.
are masculine
Bullshit.
fields anyway. All those things are
Bullshit.
masculine fields. Scientists is
Bullshit.
science.
Who
is
on
masculine.
average
Bullshit.
lives longer? Who enjoys
There's no-
longevity?
There's no
Who enjoys
gender to
greater
a field, bro.
fulfillment?
You're
Who
crazy.
gets more? Who gets more
Yes,
of the
there
prime
actually
material
is.
plane
There's no
delivered
field
to their
gender, bro.
doorstep without even working? It's how you're defining intelligence. Men are out there doing stupid shit, striving and competing, trying to get ahead, while women are laid back and getting the treasure. Right?
What if they're
They
gay?
get the bag. If
Listen,
you're gay, then you're
listen,
losing from the get go, man. In my mind.
What if they just decide they don't want to play this game and they chop their wiener off and they put on lipstick and call themselves a woman?
Then you just fucking you've given up.
I'm
You've
not.
just
I'm not talking about those when I say this. But women have
mangled
looks. They're
yourself.
better looking than men. They have more of a sex appeal. That's what makes them better to men. And sex is more important than fighting because sex is what continues the
Yeah,
species.
but how does sex
And as a
appeal?
result,
Sex is what
most men
continues
work to
the
serve
species.
women. As a result, most men work to serve women, and that's how they're
Yes.
superior.
Yes.
I mean, that's the
But
way this
men follow
society has
women.
been constructed, but that's not the way of the world.
Actually, the
No,
way
it's
society
been
is constructed is for like men to lead.
No,
That's why
That's
things are.
just
no,
what
it's- it's
you
a-
think.
But society has arrived at that conclusion organically through
No,
intelligence.
that's
It
just
hasn't been
what you
structured that way
believe.
necessarily.
It has
That's
been
what
structured
you
that way.
believe is that it has been structured that way.
It
You show me
has.
the architect. You bring
I
me the
can't.
architect's name. You show me his blueprint.
I can look at the Western society where they gave
It just
women,
organically grew that way.
where
It
they
naturally
gave women
complicates
power.
itself.
right? They
No,
started
they didn't.
making
They-
women
they-
equals where
no,
they
I'm
were
gonna stop
They
not.
didn't give them
there
no
'cause
power.
they
They
did not-
disenfranchised them.
They
They
made
took their
women.
power away.
They made women
They took
equal
it out of the home.
where they were
Gosh,
not.
Fran, do you ever stop talking?
No, do you?
Dang.
Does Frank? Does anyone?
now,
I
Rand
do,
is
Rob.
based. Rand
Bitch
is
ass
based. He has
Agreed.
the spirit of Evola. He has that
TML ain't said a word. I'm still waiting for TML to bring us a song. TML, let's get some music for the people.
They did not empower women the proper way because what they did was they basically gave them the masculine society. They said you get to go
They
to what
empowered
men
them
do
and made them
instead of
equals when
doing
they
what
are
women are actually
biologically
supposed to be
not
doing.
equal. It's that simple.
Yeah, Goblin Goo, you're right though, but they disenfranchised them. What you call empowering them, I say,
reason-
is
It's not- it's
enslaving
false-
them
it's
even
false
further.
Empowerment.
That's why you have a
It
false
is.
power
False
structure.
empowerment.
Yeah, false empowerment. I agree.
Yeah,
I'll
because
tell you who's empowered.
they're trying
My
to
old
empower
lady's
the
empowered.
masculine
My old
beings.
lady.
It's false empowerment.
You empower your wife, Green Goblin Goo?
They're
Albert,
trying
you're not
to
married. You're
they're
not. You're
trying
not married,
to
are you,
empower
Dom?
women. Feminism is all about trying to give women the masculine system. So now they
Right.
get to go be the business owner or the CEO or the person who's out there making all the money when this isn't. This is all nonsense to
Yeah,
begin.
they should be making sandwiches in the kitchen. That's what women need to be doing.
No,
Is
it's not bad.
is there a
either.
scientific?
Sad to
It's
Is there a
know.
not
scientific?
bad either.
Is there scientific evidence to support the idea that women-led industries and societies actually turn
Here's the
extremely
reality.
decadent and evil?
Here's the reality.
Like it's a
Right?
bad thing.
It's
right,
not
to
just
let
about
take the
women,
reins.
right, not being in the house. They don't want
Bad
anyone
thing.
in the house. They want everybody serving the corporate slave masters in their corporate cubicle. They don't want you building your own shit on your own land. They don't want you raising your own food. And they don't want your fucking wife home raising the kids or the family, because then they got to figure out a way to separate the fucking kids to get them in the fucking cubicle.
That's right.
So-
That's right.
They don't
Yeah, and
want
if
you
they-
building a future. That's why they don't want you to build anything that's going to be worth anything. They want you to invest all your time, right, into a retirement that's
And
not
this
going to
is-
be able to be passed down to your children and leave no
No.
generational value, like
And
land
this is what
and
this is what I'm
property and
saying.
livestock herds, and
It's
I mean,
about
yeah,
it's
I
about
agree on that
giving,
point.
it's about giving women the masculine system,
Hello?
because if feminism really was about empowering women, it would
not about a
actually
masculine
it would
system.
actually produce.
They
yes,
don't want that. They
you-
want
you just-
androgynous worker drones. They
Well,
don't
you
want
just-
men either. They want you to be gay.
you
They
just
want them to
described
be
the
lesbians.
Also
They
want
want
to say
everything to
something-
be fucking
You
androgynous
just
worker drones.
Yeah,
described
exactly.
the,
They want that.
just
Yeah.
described the
And let me say
masculine system.
Yeah, there's no
The
bigger
masculine
mistake.
masculine.
system
Let me
is
tell you this.
the
For
system
the
spiritual
masculine
matters,
system.
going to a woman is a mistake. For
The
The
spiritual
system
matters,
wants
you know.
AI babies.
Yeah, for women are just naturally not spiritual. Men are can be more attuned to the
I
higher
disagree with
dimension.
that. I disagree with that totally.
Yeah.
That
There's
is
no
crazy.
way. There's no way you can say men or women are more spiritual. Okay,
Well,
because
it's-
there's
Ebola-
women who have done great.
Ebola is right about that. Ebola, and Ebola is based, and and yeah, that's what it comes down to. You see,
I noticed there's a lot of philosophers who are women haters.
It's not good to be a simp. Men.
You may
I mean, I don't simp for women.
you
know,
may
but I'm not
notice
gonna
that
say
philosophers
they're
tend
stuff.
to be biased against women because it kind of lines up with like logic, reason. They lack a lot of these faculties that are required for fucking philosophy. You don't really see too many female philosophers, because they lack the capability, mental faculties required to do philosophy. So it would make sense they
Oh,
would also
brother.
lack spiritual faculties on a mental level to even pursue these areas of study or development on a spiritual level.
Well, I'm going to tell you
But-
what Avian said. Let me tell you what Avian has
What I
said. He
can
said-
say-
he said
Constant
that most
bullshit.
philosophy
What I
is
can say-
nonsense to begin with.
Or
So
that
all
the
these
practices
philosophers
that
are wrong.
elevate the feminine are always evil. It just so happens to be that way.
No, wrong.
No,
Oh, gosh.
look it up. It always ends in wickedness for some reason.
Oh, my
Anything that ever
God.
embraces the feminine.
Oh,
know what I
my
mean?
Yeah, I agree
God.
with that. I actually agree with Rant on
And
that.
look, I'm not going to sit here and say
Oh,
that
boy.
the complete polarization of the masculine is healthy
kills
either.
everybody. So yeah, that works.
The
too.
full polarization of the masculinity is also a bad thing.
Oh, boy.
Okay, that's why a family, right, is led by the man, but there is a wife involved. Governments don't have no wife involved. It's supposed to be the state, right? Like it's supposed to be the citizens. Are supposed to
Oh,
be the
my
wife,
goodness.
of
You
the
just go from
government.
dumb to dumber.
but it isn't like that no more. Now we're
Oh
like
my
a side
God.
bitch to the government, and the government has no wife and just does whatever it wants.
I think
That's the
Rant's
problem.
almost gotten crashing out.
Wife, what are you talking about? They're
That's the
married to the church. They're married to the church, and the
No,
church
they're
is
not
even
married to
portraying
the
the
church,
woman. Yes, they are.
They're not. There's
My
a
God.
separation of church and state. They got divorced, bro. You weren't there? You don't know about the separation of church and state, bro?
Oh,
You don't know about it, bro? I Google it right
You
now
live
for
in
you,
the
bro. I'll
church,
Google
bro.
it. I'll tell you the date, time, place. Okay?
Yeah, and they remarried transhumanism as their
You
religion.
didn't know about it. Listen, orange man with blonde hair gonna fucking
Rant,
introduce you to the Antichrist. Okay, get ready.
Rant is too caught up in false paradigms.
You're
He's
too caught up in
he's
your own
blindsided.
ass, bro, right? Like your head is so far up your own ass, bro. How could you even know what I'm doing? You'd need a periscope to see out of that asshole.
100% projection.
Yeah, maybe, but
Hi, I'm
the
Reddington.
point is
I
that
sit
the
here and
feminine,
throw
the
in side
feminine
chats.
well, I mean, I could say stuff, but I know I'm just gonna
Can't
get
hear you, bro.
bulldozed over, so it doesn't
Hi, I'm
really matter
Reddington. I throw
anyway.
in side
It
comments.
doesn't matter anyway.
I like wolf pictures and
So
side
yeah,
comments.
I have to talk to Rant on his
Facts.
level. It's this bulldozing and troll.
Yeah, it's no worries. Dom. Go ahead and say what you need to say, but I will let you know. It seems like your audio is getting like maybe progressively worse. Right.
You know
so
what?
maybe-
If you post the link, I'll go on my other phone. I think it's more charged, so I'll come back and join.
For sure.
Find
Let me put the link in the chat up here. But yeah,
Didn't
we'd
he
love to
say
hear
his
what
phone
you
was
think.
at
I actually have a
12%?
poem to read, Frank Monday, but it's a Chinese poem. I read it before. It's from Han Shan, and raise girls, but not too many. Once born, they have to be trained. You'll pat their heads and tell them to be careful, or smack their behinds and yell to be still. And before they learn how to weave, they won't touch a basket or broom. Old Lady Chang cautioned her Jennies, "You're big, but no match for your mother." And here's the accompanying footnote to the poem. In traditional Chinese society, girls were of little use to a family because they had to be married off at their own family's expense, usually not long after they started weaving their trousseau and learning household skills. A Jenny is a young donkey. Although admittedly far-fetched, I can't help wonder if the last couplet isn't a reference to Chief Minister Cheng Yu and his sons Cheng Qi and Cheng Chuan, both of whom rose to the highest ranks of governments only to end on the wrong side of the An Shan rebellion of 750. But yeah, I just wanted to read you that poem to make it clear that ancient traditional Can you put your
feedback?
Let me see if I can-
Oh, is that me? I'm generating feedback. Oh boy.
Yeah, I think it's fine now.
It's you,
Oh, no, it's
Dominique.
not.
You're feedbacking on us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would
maybe
say
you're
that
stepping in twice.
ancient Chinese society was patriarchal. Patriarchy is based, and because
Well,
the men.
If the
Our
poem's like
concept-
that, if that's true, then yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you see, it's not good to be a simp. You know what I mean? Because when it comes to higher,
I'll be back.
transcendence, the spirit, as opposed to the soul or whatever, men are more gravitate more towards that.
Being a simp and saying that women can't like be spiritual or like with two way different things.
They can be spiritual. It's just unlikely. You see what I mean? It's about likeliness. There you go.
You have to define spiritual. Oof. How is it the other phone didn't have feedback, but this one does? Very strange.
I don't know what's going on. It's never happened on this phone either.
Oh, it's like Masad or somebody.
Maybe if I join and rejoin, I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
But say what you're gonna say regardless, though.
Oh yeah. I would say that men have an easier time with non-attachment or with logical thinking, or also.
Oh
with,
yeah. I meant Dom too, though.
Oh, yeah,
because
Dom, yeah.
he sort of had a audio break and then or whatever. I don't know if he's there now, but yeah.
He's not muted, but it's not doing the feedback loop. I don't know what's going on.
Oh yeah, right. He might have disconnected it. He might be testing his audio for a second, so we'll wait for him to get back in. Yeah, here he is. Okay. Yep.
Test.
Yeah. So.
I guess it's fine now.
Yeah, it's fine now. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever you did seems to have worked.
So
Yeah, viral. You know what the word viral means? Viral.
no.
Am I pronouncing it correctly? Let me see how.
I think so.
Yeah,
It
viral.
means
Viral.
having a lot of babies, like Rant.
No, it means viral means having strength, energy, and
Viral.
strong sex. Yeah, having strength and energy, typically used of a man, or it can also refer to sexuality.
VIRIL.
Yeah, VIRILE. Yeah, having or
Right.
characterized by strength and energy. Viral.
Alright.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
was viral.
yeah. So Dom, you want to make your point before we move on?
About what exactly?
You were talking. You were saying something about women and stuff. You weren't able to make your point earlier. You wanted to make it really badly. You remember?
Sort of. I mean, I don't know. I just remember I was getting talked over a lot, and I don't remember
something
exactly.
about there's something about
Yes.
the value of women in society. They were sort of doubting the
Well-
Thunderdome or whatever.
I think that men are willing to change their